What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 8 of the His and Hers podcast. I am David Cisneros here with my beautiful wife, Nikki Glamour.
Hey, guys.
And the best co-host in the world.
Co-host. Why do you keep trying to come at me with that co-hostness?
Because we are hosting together.
Exactly. So we are hosts.
Co-hostess.
We are plural hosts.
Hold on, let me... There's there's a bunch of
candy.
What are those called? The Sour Patch Kids?
Yeah.
Like the sugar from the
Look, okay.
The Sour Patch.
We made entire Halloween baskets.
Well,
what do you mean?
I did it. Nikki and
I was about to be real quick on correct.
Yeah,
okay. I had my best friend come over and we made some Halloween candy baskets for the kids since, they weren't going trick-or-treating.
Yeah, kind of like Easter baskets.
Yeah, exactly. But, we just put a little Halloween twist, so that's been everywhere. But welcome to episode 8. Don't be late. 2 months straight. Get it wet. See?
Get it wet? Oh.
No, not wet.
Wow.
Not wet.
Okay.
What? Not wet.
Right.
Anyway.
I didn't know that was the direction we're going with this.
I thought you said that we were the Triple X podcast.
I thought we were going to do an election episode, not an erection episode.
That is it.
Didn't realize that.
That's right. We are supposed to be sticking to the election.
Right. Yep.
So if you clicked on this video and you're new here, what's up? We are the His and Hers podcast. And today we are
I already said all that.
I know. So. I'm just saying again.
Okay. Oh.
That today we are going to be talking about the 2020 elections and some of the myths associated with the election.
Yeah. By the way, we did vote.
Yes, we did. We voted Halloween. We
Scary.
made sure to exactly. It's a little
it's a scary election, so we waited till Halloween
exactly,
to turn it in. Yeah,
exactly, because it fit the occasion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
we're scared.
We dropped it off at a designated ballot box because
very easy to do.
Yeah, so it took 1 second.
You just
like
pop
you
it
just
in.
Drive up. You don't even have to get out your car, girl. But it's a designated ballot box. Yep. Felt most comfortable doing that than mailing it in. But make sure, you guys, this is our last episode before election day. So please make sure that you got your ballot in on time because your voice counts. So let's get into some election news.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like me, this is actually the first election that I have voted in. Yeah. And I've been able to vote in, I think, 3. This is the 4th presidential election I've been able to vote in.
And this is the only one that you've actually casted a vote?
This is the first one that I've actually voted in.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I was always like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, my vote doesn't really matter. I won't vote, blah, blah. But, like I said before, one of the things with Trump is the way things have gone is made people like me who never really paid attention to politics kind of have to be forced to pay at least a little bit of attention to politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're just like, man, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on?
Because I mean, obviously, I was too young when Bush was president. Couldn't really vote then.
Sure, try to act like you're all young, babe. It's
okay. I'm pretty young. No, and then with Obama, hey, we didn't have to deal with the shenanigans with Obama. Yeah. Like the public shenanigans of tweets and stuff like that. We got to deal with Trump and
right.
So now you just kind of force people to really have to dig in deep and figure out what was true, what wasn't true, and then also kind of figure out which direction you wanted to go.
Like your thoughts about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now you kind of have to be like, okay, this shit does matter. Like a president does matter. Yeah. So, I better pay attention.
I think that the president does matter, but what I've also learned through this entire experience is how much like senators matter, Congress, who's on the Supreme Court. That is what this election period has taught me this time around because I was always into voting since the beginning when I was like first able to right out of high school, and I was really, really into it, and then I met you.
Don't blame me.
I met
Don't
you.
Don't blame me.
And right before I met you, I voted. Yeah. And then
No, we were together in 2012 when you voted.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And so I voted then. And then 4 years later, when I was like, babe, we had our ballots, and I was like, babe, are you going to vote? And you were like, no. And I was like, why? And you were like, because it's not really going to matter. It's not going to make any changes. And I thought were so sure about it that you actually convinced me not to vote.
Here's the thing, I don't ever want to influence you to do anything.
Baby,
I don't ever...
but like, I don't think it was your intention, but it was just like how passionate you were, and you were like, You know, like, let's be real here, you know?
Well, that, and I thought, like, Hillary was gonna win. So I was like, eh.
That's always your, like, that's always your answer to everything.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
So I skipped voting, thanks to you.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Thanks.
Voting.
Welcome to my side of
Voting
things.
is important.
Voting
I
is
think
extremely importante.
Yeah, it pretty much like when you have a competent president, you don't ever have to worry about anything, really. It feels like. I mean, maybe that's naive still. I think I should probably be engaged no matter who is the president, but
I almost feel like when you don't have like a problematic president, you're not as aware of important issues. Yeah. So this is kind of like a double-edged sword. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you're more privy to what's going on because of how crazy it is, and like, you know, these crazy headlines in the newspaper that you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, these numbers real. And that's the other thing is, if you want to, like, for me personally, if I want to have an opinion about something, I'm one of those people where I have to research it in order for me to have an opinion. Like, I'm not just going to hop on what the popular opinion is because that's just the convenient thing to do. I have to know that whatever the hell I'm talking about, that I know what I'm talking about, so I don't look like a fool later on. And so that's kind of what it has forced me to do, is actually, you know, instead of, because I'll do it in sports all the time, because, you know, that stuff matters. But when it comes to politics, I'm like, I don't care. And then, you know, now I'm just like, okay, so I do have like this sort of political leaning that I kind of figured out about myself. Being able to understand that you got to educate yourself in order to have an opinion, I think, is what makes, and that makes you learn about what the other side of everything is. And that way, because when I have an opinion, I always try to find the holes in my argument by studying the other side.
That's the best way.
So I feel like a lot of people, they just have their opinion and then like, that's just it. No matter
whatever
what information is presented.
Them personally, that's one huge trend that I've seen personally with like either people in my personal life or just like people in general, is that a lot of their opinion is based solely on what will benefit them and them only, not what is the best for us as a nation. It's always a single, sometimes maybe two really important issues specific to them, right? So I feel like it's very biased. And then when you try to have a conversation with that type of person that's already made up their mind, this is the most important thing, this is what's not going to be rectified, so therefore I'm not going to vote for this person. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's hard right now. Can we talk about how many relationships have been affected by this election? Yeah. And I know that we can't be the only people experiencing this, but I just feel like it's not necessarily the parties, it's the candidates that are so different. But are they though? Like, morally, ethically speaking?
I think that's
because I've said this on my Instagram. Just look, overall blanket, neither one of these candidates are perfect. That's one. No. Number two, neither one of them, let's be real, has our sincerest best interest at heart.
Agreed. Like, you should feel dirty no matter who you vote for. Like, you should not be like, it should not be just easy across the
like good versus evil.
Like, when you vote for
all.
Whoever you voted for, there should be a party that was like, this is fucked up.
Yeah. Like, oh shit.
Like, no matter who it is. Yeah,
for sure.
So I mean, to me it's like, okay, so we get to pick between two old white guys that have made racist remarks, who have a history of sexual abuse.
Like, exactly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And like, it's like the oldest candidates ever. Oh my God. And I'm just like,
man, if I have to hear one more, old white men that age should not be allowed to talk about systemic racism.
Right?
It's just, nah, bro.
Right? You came from a different time, man.
No, you don't have any idea.
The slightest clue. Another thing is, I feel like these ads for this election are so catty and so like, yes.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really paid attention to any of the ads for no, I haven't. Like the local ones, like the Colorado Senate, like those I listen to those all the time, and I'm just like, damn. But the presidential one, no, I haven't listened to any of those or seen them.
You should. They're funny. Like, they're definitely funny. They're like a must watch, I feel like, for both parties.
I would encourage you to go vote if you can go vote. definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you're like me, where you've never voted before, there's a lot of myths, and you got, guys that are saying, election voter fraud and shit like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of concern about voter fraud.
Like the mail-in
ballots, yeah.
So I went ahead and I went to globalcitizen.org, and they have an article that says 5 myths about voting in the U.S. debunked.
Okay.
The first myth is the one that I brought up earlier about, well, my vote doesn't matter.
Yes.
So the first one is myth number 1, my vote doesn't matter.
Directly to you, okay?
It says, although it may feel like your single vote makes no difference in the grand scheme of things, it really does matter. There have been more than a dozen races over the last 2 decades determined by a single vote or ending in a tie, according to NPR. In 2017, for example, a Virginia House of Delegates race ended in a tie out of more than 23,000 votes cast. The deadlock was broken by pure chance, the pulling of a name out of a bowl, and resulted in a win for Republican David Yancey. This win also gave Republicans control of the state house by a single seat. So quite literally, a single vote can make a big difference. I didn't even think that was possible. If you have that many people voting and then it ends in a dead-ass tie, I didn't even know that was a possible thing.
I mean, but it is.
I guess it is, but what are the odds of that happening where that many people split exactly down the middle?
I mean,
over 23,000 people.
But you don't want to leave it up to chance,
Yeah.
Like, it really is the mentality of being like, I could be that vote. I could be that vote that sways one way or the other. You know what I mean? So that's cool. So that's myth number 1 debunked.
Right. Your vote
matters. Your particular vote matters.
Myth number 2, everyone has an equal opportunity to vote. The U.S. Constitution makes it illegal for states to deny the right to vote based on race and gender, but this doesn't mean all citizens are guaranteed the right to vote or even have an equal opportunity to do so. Many states continue to have voting restrictions, such as voter ID laws, registration restrictions, and voter purges that disproportionately affect marginalized groups, primarily in counties with a higher poverty rate and significant black populations. In Arizona, more than 500 voters, most of whom were Navajo, were inaccurately placed on a suspension list in 2013 because the state requires a fixed address, which doesn't always exist on reservations.
Wow, no, it doesn't.
So this one I kind of knew.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely an effort put in place to suppress the votes of minorities, specifically natives and Hispanics and blacks. Like I do, and people who are in poverty regardless of race. I think there is probably an effort put in place to suppress votes from those groups of people. So
for sure,
that one doesn't really surprise me.
Right.
Did that surprise you?
Well, no, it didn't really surprise me. It's just like funny that we never really pinpoint to this issue until now, I feel like, because I even feel it just goes as far as like, even these communities, they don't see as many ads for any political issues or any elections. So like literally the TV that they watch and the newspapers they read, like the areas that they're in, they don't even know when the dates are, registration deadlines, all of these things, and how much effort is put into making sure that people are unaware. And there's no placement of importance on this, which is why there are certain people like yourself that didn't feel the need to vote. Like it really wasn't important. And I feel like overall that may have been their goal.
That, and you're probably right. And and you see like videos on Twitter where, there'd be, a voting station in a place where there is a lot of, black people or Hispanic people, and the power will just mysteriously just go out in those places and nobody can vote.
Crazy.
And then not to mention, then you got people on the other side who are actually going to those places to kind of try to bully and intimidate people of color going to vote. So there's definitely an effort in place to...
things are getting really out of hand this year. It's crazy. This election has just been something I've never seen before in my lifetime.
Myth number 3. Once I register to vote, I'm set for all future elections. That's false. Even after you have registered to vote, under certain circumstances, you can be erased from the system, sometimes unknowingly. So it's especially important to check your registration status ahead of time to avoid any unpleasant surprises on election day.
Yep.
Depending on the state, if you are convicted of a felony without parole or ruled mentally incapacitated by a court, You may no longer be able to vote. Additionally, you will likely have to re-register to vote when you move, change your name, switch political parties, or fail to vote in previous elections. There have also been multiple instances in which states have inaccurately removed or suspended voters from their active voter lists.
Inaccurately or accidentally.
Right.
Okay.
You can check your voter registration status here, and it gives a link to the website.
I was sharing those links on my socials because just so people could make sure, like, yeah, you may have been registered for last election, but I don't, there were so many people that were like, I was unregistered for this reason, or not even knowing why. It just, they were not even registered. They weren't sent a ballot. So, it's important to make sure that you double check. Even if you feel like for sure, just make sure.
Yeah, see, I never registered to vote, so I never. Part of it was because I always heard that if you're registered to vote, you get picked for jury duty.
Wow. Wait, you've never gone to jury duty?
No, actually, I did get selected for jury duty one time.
Oh, wow.
But when I called in, they're like, no, we don't need, they didn't have my number come up, so I didn't have to go.
Well, that plan worked, didn't it?
No, not quite. Not quite.
I got selected for jury duty when I was 18. Right when
Were you
I
all
turned
hyped
18.
about it?
Yeah, I was super hyped. But
really?
then I wasn't picked.
No? Were you disappointed?
Yeah, I was trying to answer all the questions perfectly, so they picked me.
If I go, I'd be like, I don't want to do it.
And I didn't want to go to work, so I wanted to be a part of this jury.
I was like, man, I don't want to be in court. Even if it's not for me. I just don't want to be in court. Myth number 4, voter fraud is a big problem in the U.S. Americans are more likely to be struck and killed by lightning than to impersonate another voter at the polls. According to the Brennan Center for Justice, this is also the case for mail ballots, which are expected to be used extensively during the 2020 presidential election to accommodate for the COVID-19 pandemic. Prior to the pandemic, Oregon was one of 5 states that had already been using mail balloting as their primary method of voting. The state has encountered essentially negligible fraud, documenting about a dozen cases of proven fraud out of more than 100 million mail-in ballots since 2000. Overall, out of 250 million votes cast in the U.S. over the past 20 years, there were fewer than 150 cases of documented alleged voter fraud tied to voting by mail.
Okay. So the percentage of likelihood that would happen is very, very, very low.
More likely to be struck and killed by lightning.
That's insane.
Not just struck by lightning, but also
struck
killed by it.
Killed and killed. Don't forget that part.
So those are probably astronomical odds.
So I hope that sets a lot of y'all's worries at ease,
because it has been about that myth, because point.
Absolutely, this election has been so heavily influenced by mail right now. I've never heard so much about the USPS.
Well, because younger people are realizing that technology and can be used as a tool, and there's easier ways and more efficient ways to do things, and especially because people don't want to go out in public because of COVID-19, and also the fact that people just value their time and don't really want to go and wait, hours on end in line to vote when there's a much more efficient and easier way to do it. So that's kind of been one of the hangups on it, because Trump wants to discredit mail-in votes because that's what the younger people want to do. But
this has been happening for election after election. I mean, since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of just building in an excuse for when he loses. You know what I mean? It's kind of like football fans when they're like, oh, well, we have all these injuries, so if we lose, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, exactly. It's not our fault. Okay?
Yeah. It's kind of like making excuses before you even get to the end of the game. Before you even play the game.
Yeah.
No,
but I literally remember my grandma mailing in her ballot.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
I don't know why this is all of a sudden a thing.
And everybody that I have talked to about it that has done it in Colorado, they've never had a problem with it.
Nah, I mean, the last time I voted prior to this election, when I first met you and you didn't you weren't a bad influence on me, I mailed mine in too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You didn't go down there and...
No, I did not. I don't think it's a slot machine, babe. I don't think it's eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tickle. How much you want to bet there are some people that got their ballots and are like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tickle?
Oh my God. Probably. This one is very important.
Okay.
While the drama and high stakes of presidential elections make them monumental events, I'm sorry.
Do you need me to read? Because I am fantastic at reading.
I'm a great reader. Hold on.
Are you sure?
Okay. Myth number 5. Presidential elections are the only ones that really matter. While the drama and high stakes of presidential elections make them monumental events reverberating throughout the course of the U.S. history, State and local elections can have a more direct and immediate impact on American lives. Yet voter turnout rates half from presidential to midterm elections and half again from midterm to municipal elections. These elections deal with important issues such as the city's budget, school boards, and the criminal justice system.
Yep.
State legislators have also historically been more productive than Congress at passing bills, which means that your vote at these lower levels could lead to more direct results and policies that benefit your community.
At a faster rate. At such a faster rate. Yeah. So like a perfect example is here in Colorado, we have our Governor Jared Polis. And the way that our state has dealt with COVID is different than other states because of who we elected as governor here. So I didn't realize how many governors differed in opinion until the pandemic hit. And you had our president saying, hey, to all the states, you guys figure it out amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
And like, let me know what happens. And all of the governors had to make their own decisions for their own states. And it really did showcase their importance, their power, their ability to make change at a fast rate. I mean, the minute that Governor Polis said no more restaurants, close down the schools, he was done. He even closed a restaurant, you guys, indefinitely for having Mother's Day. That's and right. Opening their doors for Mother's Day when we clearly were at a stay-at-home order at that time. Yeah. So he was like, I'm not even giving you probation. I'm not giving you a fine. Like, you're closed indefinitely. You put all of these people in danger. And I said no. So, he really took a lot of shit for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they kind of cried about it.
Yeah, for sure. But it's just like, okay, so our governor dealt with it like this. And then you hear other states where like their governors are like, you know what, we're just going to do 50% capacity now. And
there's some that are like, fuck it, we're just going to fucking do whatever the fuck we want.
It's like the flu.
So Michael Hancock, mayor of Denver, Hickenlooper
is running for the U.S. Senate. And then we have Jared Polis, who is our governor.
Who's the governor, correct.
Yep. So you should be able to answer those questions for your state. Yeah. You know who's your governor, who's your mayor, and who is running for Senate, maybe.
Google makes it easy.
Right. Now that we have all of the technical jazz out of the way, and you guys already know the importance of the election and all of that, let's talk about some conspiracies. We all love a good conspiracy. So I want you right now to pull up a picture of First Lady Melania Trump. Melania Trump. And I want you to take a good look.
Okay.
Take a good look at my face.
Melania.
Do you know how to spell it, babe?
Nope. I butchered
how did you spell it Melanie?
I butchered the spelling of her name.
Okay, take a good look at her face.
Okay,
so you pretty much have a good idea of what she looks like. You know, I think that you'd be able to tell her out of a crowd. Looks like the picture's touched up a lot, but yeah. Yeah. This is true. Now that you've seen her, I want to talk about this conspiracy that's going around right now.
Okay.
And the big conspiracy is that Melania Trump has a stand-in when she doesn't want to be at these events, when she doesn't want to be around Donald Trump, whenever she doesn't want, like, people have all of these theories, but they think that she has a stand-in double, pretty much.
Like a stunt double?
Yeah, exactly. And so there's this video going around.
But it's not like an Avril Lavigne thing where people think she's dead and been replaced.
No, people just think that she just don't want to be a part of this, okay? So there's this video going around of what's supposed to be Melania Trump and Donald Trump, and they're at a rally or some sort of convention. And they are kissing and, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you really look, some people think that this is not Melania, that it is so evident that this is not her. And before I show you this video, I just want to ask you one thing. The footage that you've seen of our president and first lady, would you consider them to be affectionate?
Not really. I mean, because the footage I've seen is kind of been like handpicked footage or like, look at this.
Yeah. You seen like the smack where she was like smacking his hand.
Right, like that's
yeah.
Like they don't show them kissing or nothing.
Right.
Like,
so you've never really seen them with a whole lot of PDA, right? Okay. Right. So that's another reason for the conspiracy for this video. So I want to I'm going to play this for you, and I just want you to watch, and you tell me your opinion about whether or not you think this is Melania. You guys, I will have the link down below if you want to pause this and watch this and give me your thoughts down in the comments.
It's hard to tell because that...
Just keep watching. She turns. Yeah. She turns.
That does not even look... It looks like she's wearing a... Okay, so she's wearing sunglasses, but it looks like the sunglasses she has like a fake nose. Like the guy from...
Like the little attachment from the...
Right, like the disguise
the magic
glasses.
store.
She looks more like the guy from Digital Underground.
Dude, that's so true. Look, okay, do you feel like that's Melania? I just like...
I don't think so.
Paused it.
You know what I'm talking about? The dude from Digital Underground?
Yeah.
Do the hump.
Yeah.
Damn it, baby. So what's got busy in a Burger King bathroom?
So on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being that's Melania.
Right.
How much do you think that is Melania Trump?
That looks more like Amy Poehler.
Can you can you scale it?
So I guess a 1.
Really? You think that it's that unlikely that it's Melania?
I mean, at least they got the race right.
So you think 100% that Melania Trump has a stand-in?
I mean, I don't see her on a day-to-day... Let me see. Let me put this picture back up, okay? All right, let me see.
Okay.
I'm going to say no. Like, the jaw is not even close to the same.
They do look very different. I don't...
I'm going to say no. I don't think that's her.
And people were like talking about how many times he pulls her in to kiss her, and that like she looks like she gets frustrated, and it's like, fucking stop. Look right here, and then she's like, ugh. Yeah. So
she probably signed up for like one kiss.
Yeah, she was probably like, okay, it's fucking $1,000 per. Okay.
Yeah, she's probably gonna.
You're doing too much. You're doing too much.
If you could have a stand-in for you, would you do it?
It depends. Like,
and what would you have a stand-in for?
Like in my everyday life?
Yeah, like maybe I'd have a stand-in for me, go to like the grocery store.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought we connected during that time. I thought we bonded. You were just sending. What if I fell in love with your stand-in? Would you be fine?
That's possible. Like if I do a good job of casting him, yeah.
So you'd be
possible.
What is wrong with you?
I didn't say like to go without you, like to go with you. I'm just saying. Like, nah, you just go ahead.
Stand-in. I mean...
Like, I feel like going to the grocery store. Like, you go to the grocery store.
I guess I would. You know in what instance I would? Whenever I have to hang out with, like, Julian's friends' moms that I don't really have a whole lot in common with. Like, you go. You know, like, I'd be like, that's you all the way.
Yeah, you're like, you just act a fool. I don't really care.
And just like make sure my kid comes back alive, but like you have to talk to the mom, so I'm not petting.
Maybe we could clone. Cloning would be tight.
You know that we can clone by now.
I know we can clone, but we should clone ourselves.
David, can we?
I'm just saying it's not fair. Why she gets it? Like she's like, oh,
going into cloning.
Like, I don't want to hang out with Trump, so here, like. I'm just gonna stay home.
I think obviously this ain't no damn clone because everybody can tell that ain't her. So I think they may have. You guys, let us know.
Yeah.
Check out this link. Let us know your thoughts. Do you feel like this is Melania? David is saying down to a 1. It's just a level 1 Melania.
And I'm only giving it a 1. I'm only giving it a 1 because they're both white. That's really it. That's really it.
Lastly, this does have a little something to do with some celebrity news. Babe, there is some beef going on right now between Kanye West and Jennifer motherfucking Aniston. Okay. Yeah. So Jennifer Aniston went on her Instagram, you know, like everybody is right now, to promote going to vote and being a part of the selection. Your vote counts, this and that, you know. So she did a post like that. It was very lengthy. And then at the very tail end, I'm just like a synopsis, not verbatim, but she basically said, it's not funny to vote for Kanye in this election. Let's be responsible. So she said, like, she put in there, let's be responsible, or be responsible, vote responsibly, something like that.
Right.
Implying that, you know, obviously that it's a joke when you do that and don't do that. So, that went out, you know, she posted that, and then not too long after that, Kanye got on his Twitter and he said verbatim, I will put the screenshot up here.
Yes.
So Jennifer Aniston put, P.S. It's not funny to vote for Kanye. I don't know how else to say it. Please be responsible, with the praying hands emojis. And then Kanye said, Friends wasn't funny either.
Oh my God.
And then he deleted the tweet. You know how long it took me to find the tweet?
He deleted
it?
Because
he deleted it. Yeah.
Why did he delete it?
I don't know. I don't know if it... I don't know. But yes, Kanye West is on our election ballot this year.
Was it? Yeah, he was.
And if you look, I don't know about everybody's ballot, but on our ballot, he was like at the very, very, very bottom of the ballot. So he has done interviews and he believes that it is God's plan for him to be the next leader of the free nation. So he, is going strong with that. He's got some ads out. You should definitely watch those.
I saw the video he posted on Twitter.
It's pretty funny. It's A1 entertainment. Okay. So
I mean, I had to think about it because, Kanye West made College Dropout in My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Trump and Biden didn't. So
he is genius. He is genius for
As
sure.
Kim Kardashian's dad said via hologram.
That's right. That was like the weirdest shit.
Or holograph?
Ever. It was a hologram.
Hologram?
It's a hologram.
I don't fucking know.
Holographic. It's like it's like the rainbow.
Like the Pokemon cards?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why you keep going back to Pokemon with your
Snorlax. Two episodes in a row where I reference Pokemon.
You were okay, but is there actually a Pokemon named Snorlax, or were you making shit up? Let me see.
Yeah, there's actually. I don't
believe you.
I swear to you, there's actually a Pokemon. He's the big fat one.
It's Snorlax.
Who sleeps. And on the game, you got to get a flute because he's sleeping in the middle of the road and he's blocking it.
Wow. Yeah. He's a type of pocket monster and Nintendo and Game Freak's Pokemon franchise.
Yeah.
Did you know that this is so off topic.
What's up?
He is 6'11", 1,014 pounds.
It's a big boy.
Wow. Well, you got the Lorax and the Snorlax
got him confused.
Up,
yeah,
okay?
The Lorax is
I'm going to need you to just hold off on all the Pokemon references because, baby, we are not 11 and 12 years old no more. Okay, you gotta just hold on. We are talking about the elections. We are talking about adult things right now.
Right.
Okay, you need to show up to the occasion ready.
I'm ready.
How dare you?
Kim Kardashian's dad's hologram.
Yes.
That Kanye West.
Wow, David. Could you be any more obvious about it?
Maybe.
Speaking of Kanye.
He called him selfish.
Kanye.
They're like, what did it say? You are with the most
genius man.
He's like
in the
exactly
world
how they depicted him on South Park. Like,
yeah, exactly. So Kanye gifted Kim Kardashian a hologram of her passed on father, and I am under from what I read, he actually had to have voice actors record that bit to make it sound like her dad, which I feel like was so kind of weird.
Yeah,
it was so like it really was sentimental, and I feel like it was like kind of cute, but it was just it was creepy.
Yeah, it's kind of like a creepy thing too.
That is creepy,
especially like if you can't get the real voice.
Yeah,
what's the point?
Exactly.
Like that would be the only reason.
And the way he disappears like into dust, like that kind of made me sad too.
Kind of reminded me of like the Lion King.
Yeah.
Remember. Remember.
Okay, so we got Pokemon and Lion King. Anything else? Can we have an intelligent adult conversation, babe?
This is how I have intelligent adult conversations.
Okay.
I have to reference cartoons.
I see.
SpongeBob reference coming up, I'm sure.
I give it about 2 minutes.
But anyway, back to Kanye's tweet about Friends.
Yeah. There were, I didn't see this happen in real time. I heard about this. But he said that, and it wasn't offensive, like a little. But I'm going to say this about the Friends thing.
Offensive to who?
To me.
Why?
Because there was a point, just hear me out, okay? Because a lot of people felt the same sentiment on Twitter. Some of the people, and I'm gonna tell you why I see both sides. First of all, the Friends show is so iconic, and it was just like one of the most like funny shows back then to the, and I think I feel this way because of the situation that I was in at the time when I was watching it most, and I was living in this podunk town in Texas called Big Spring, and literally there was nothing else on TV. So my brother and I used to run home just to go see Friends, and it was like the best fucking shit ever.
So it's more of like a nostalgia.
I didn't realize that. Like, if you would have asked me this like 5 years ago, I would have went so hard. I would have fought somebody. Like, yes, Friends is fucking hilarious. Like, I thought it was the best thing. But then they put it on Netflix for a little while. Do you remember that?
I do.
And I started watching it again, and oh my god, it is just so. There's so many cringy, corny. Just I was like, wait, maybe it was just the times. I don't know. But it still holds a special place in my heart. But do I feel like there's some truth to what he said? I mean, kind of.
Definitely. But if you like it for nostalgia reasons, I get it. I mean, because Space Jam, if you watch Space Jam now, it's really not that good of a movie.
Yeah, I didn't.
But when you're a kid, you're like, man, this shit is tight.
Yeah, there are just certain things that didn't age well. But the fact that he said it, because it really is an unpopular opinion, because so many people have emotional ties.
She pretty much lobbed that up to him like a sitcom joke.
Yeah,
like.
But I just like wonder what her face did when she read that.
She probably don't care. She's rich as hell from that show.
Friends wasn't funny either.
If I was that rich from something like that, like, you call whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
That's true. They were making like $1 million per episode, man. Like they were getting bank. So you can't hate on that. That's true.
Like I said, I'd be like, you call whatever the fuck you
want.
Look,
I say this, but this morning, babe, do you remember what was on my shirt this morning? How much do you pay attention to me? What was on my shirt when it's not a little low?
What was on it? My shirt that you were wearing?
No. My shirt that I was wearing this morning all day up until I got ready. It's something to do with Friends, which is why I'm mentioning it.
Your Friends shirt?
No, it's not my friend. I don't have a Friends shirt. What are you talking about?
I thought you did.
What girl have you been seeing with a Friends shirt?
And this has like the dots, like the font.
No.
Oh. Your Dunder Mifflin shirt?
No. I do wear my Dunder Mifflin a lot.
I don't know.
It's a Central Perk.
What does that mean? Oh, that shirt? What does that mean? Central Perk? Like drugs?
How would that mean drugs? Please explain before I tell you. I'm interested now.
Perks?
Perks? Why would that equate drugs?
That's a drug. It's pills.
Baby, Central Perk. Did you ever watch Friends? No, Perk. I'm not having like a speech impediment right now. It's Central Perk.
That means nothing to me.
Did you ever watch Friends? Even one time?
A couple episodes.
Okay.
Like the first couple episodes. Like,
where do they have most of their conversations in that show?
In that, their apartment with the windows?
No. Where do they have most of their conversations in that show?
A bookstore?
A bookstore. You thought it was a bookstore? With a bunch of coffee everywhere, babe, and no books?
There's a coffee?
It's a coffee shop, and it's called Central Perk because it's in New York, and it's supposed to be a play on words for Central Park, but you perk up because you have coffee.
Man, I can't believe no rapper has taken that yet and made it about perks.
And you know what I loved about it, though, babe, is that they would give each customer, it seemed like in the show, they would give each customer a really unique coffee cup and a saucer. A saucer is like a little plate underneath it.
I know what a saucer is.
I don't know because you don't know anything about this show, obviously.
Saucers are just in Friends.
When did you use a saucer, babe?
I know. Okay, I've never used a saucer.
Oh, okay. Well, forgive me.
But I know
for
what
not
it is.
That you know what that is. I didn't
know
know
what a
that
saucer
you know
is.
Hoity-toity China. Okay.
I know a little bit.
A little saucer.
A saucer.
A saucer.
And forks.
Oh, good for you, babe.
Thanks.
So much improvement.
I'm ready.
So that I was wearing my Central Perk shirt this morning. And I really love it. Yeah.
That literally meant nothing to me when you said that. I was like, I don't know.
Can't even bother do about it. But yeah, Friends isn't as amazing as a lot of people make it seem. I am so willing to admit that. I feel like there's like a little bit of truth to what Kanye said, but there is, I think, a little bit of beef going on between Jennifer Aniston and Kanye West now because of that, because of the election. There are so many people fighting because of this election. So don't fight with anybody about it. Just make your voice known. Go out there and vote. Take that second to drop off your ballot. Yep. We're going to be like this, okay, throughout the entire election process. But thank you guys so much for joining us for episode 8 of the His and Hers podcast, where we discussed the 2020 election. What's going to happen in the next few weeks? Who is going to come out on top and who's going to be our president? I mean, I don't even know if we'll have knowledge of who won by the time we record our next podcast.
I think we will, because you learn like that night of the election.
Well, they're saying because of all the mail-in ballots that we could go into like a week, maybe even 2 weeks after election day without knowing. So maybe we will know who our next president is by the time we hit episode 9. Maybe it'll take till episode 10 or 11. Who knows?
But when it happens, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we will definitely talk about it, but definitely go make your voice known. Thank you guys so much for joining us today for episode 8. We love y'all so much. We are so excited. We've been doing this for 2 months straight, babe. High five. Thank you guys so much. And make sure you guys are subscribed for the visuals here on YouTube. You guys can find our podcast, all episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you guys are interested in any other platforms to hear our podcast on, leave that down below. And David will make that happen. Not me, but him, because he is more technologically advanced than I am.
Make sure you like this video and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube.
I already said that.
Did you?
I just said that.
We're gonna fight.
Let's go.
I've seen your videos.
I've seen your videos.
I can say I'm with baby.
It's not enough.
I can say I'm with child and he'll still hit me.
Shut up, David. Whatever. You ain't even gotta go there.
Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be notified every time we post a video.
Yes.
Which is every Monday. Not really a specific time, but anyway.
Every Monday, though.
Follow the podcast on Instagram at the His X Hers Pod. And that's the same on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I'm David Cisneros. And follow Nikki at
I am no.
What?
Follow me on Instagram at Nikki Glamour and Twitter at the Nikki Glamour.
The Nikki Glamour.
At the Nikki Glamour. You can also follow me on TikTok. I'm kind of like dipping my toes back in, but nice. You can find me at the Nikki Glamour over there as well. People were asking for us to do more TikToks, but yeah. Okay. So we should definitely consider that. But we gonna go. We gonna peace out. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and we will see you guys next week. Maybe with a new president. Maybe not. Maybe we don't know. Maybe the whole world will go up in a blaze. I don't know.
Maybe.
But we will be here on Monday either way, girl.
Maybe Kanye.
Right? What? Oh my gosh.
There's no way.
Let's just. I don't even want to say anything right now because you never know.
I'm like, Jennifer Aniston's wrong. This is funny.
Right. This is so fucking hilarious.
I was like, first she's on Friends, and then this. She clearly doesn't understand humor.
Right. Well, we love you guys. We will see you next week on Monday to start your week off right.
Yep.
Peace out, y'all.
Bye-bye.
What the fuck was that?